This is Peacekeeperalex and the Psychic Wargamers. This is going to be the Psychic Wargamers stream number 50. And this is going to be the Psychic Wargamers Total War 3 Kingdoms Yellow Turban Rebellion campaign Let's Play number 35. Let's carry on. Alright, so Kong Rong ended up attacking over to the west, and we ended up defeating his one army, so he has multiple armies now, 3 technically speaking, that have low health. He has 1 army remaining that has full health, I believe. Yes, 1 army remaining. And we got 2 armies in the south, full strength, that are potentially going to be able to move upwards. So we're going to have to wait a turn, though. We have to wait 1 turn. And the good thing about it is that we get to recover some of our troops as well, too. The 3 armies in the Shangyong Pass that he attacked with that 1 army. The thing about it, though, is if he attacks with another army, these 3 armies to the north are going to be potentially vanquished. So that might be a problem. I might want to raise up another army here in Shangyong City, small city. As well as actually get that farming thing as well. We got a lot of generals though, so that's just maybe 1 retinue to support. This might be the difference. Bringers of Righteousness. So we'll do some edicts. Got some edicts to do. Rally sympathizers. I'm still looking for more farming. Plus 20 food from farming. Yeah, build to last, build to last. Book of the land. Heaven endures and earth is lasting. And why can heaven and earth endure and be lasting? Because they do not live for themselves. On that account can they endure. Knowledge of the body's a good one. We'll give that to Lai Tai. Musician, legendary healer. Then we'll also give him the Stone Rooster. Plus 6 satisfaction, plus 6 instinct. Bianjun. Because we are going to go through our generals here. We're going to upgrade some of their attributes, skills. Commanding Shout's a good one. It's a classic. Plus 15% speed, plus 10% melee damage base, plus 10% melee damage armor piercing, plus 40 melee charge. Bonus unbreakable. Veteran Qianjin, a sorcerer. We're going to give him the wooden dog. Plus 4 resolve, plus 4 satisfaction. Vermin must be controlled in the afterlife as it is on the mortal coil. Equipped. We'll also upgrade to commanding shouts. I wish there was a plus in regards to food regarding some of this. The land is not just the earth, but the forests and mountains, and all the hidden ancient places. We already said that. Commanding shout. So we'll go with. So they're upgraded, and then we can go through the commanderies as well, but we don't have too much to be able to do that. We're gonna definitely build a communal farming estates, and that leaves us with a bit of coin, not too much, 399. So we build some of that up. Over to the east. Over to the east, we've captured Dong.
There is cunning in caution.
And we're ready to go on it. Looks like we're...
Ready yourselves. No effort will achieve this. Return to standard position.
We're hitting camp. So we got 2 armies near Dong. Guan Yu's mustering again.
For China.
And I think I'm going to start marching on Lang Yi. We have another army, Renlong Tsai. I can go against Kong Rong and take that lumberyard. I think we need to start taking Kong Rong's settlements because we are starting to vanquish his forces in the east, no, the west. And in the east, he has the settlements, but he doesn't have too many forces there. So he has 1 settlement over to the west, and then 4 settlements to the east. If we start to take those settlements to the west, while he has more forces over to the east, that'll bear better. Because if we wait too long, he'll start mustering more forces. Like the four cities he has here: Bai Hai, large regional city, livestock farm, a fishing port, and a lumberyard. Lang Yi and Bihai.
Promote calmness.
We also still have to worry about Yuan Shu to a certain degree. And I can see the forces of Gong Du just really everywhere. You can see on the map that he has a lot of territory now. And it seems to be a bit of a race for what's happening. Kingdom of Song at risk with the amount of Gong Du forces maneuvering right over to the north of me.
To enlightenment. Be still to conserve spirit.
So we're going to turn.
Think on this.
So there's an ultimatum here presented by the Kingdom of Wei. Kingdom of Wei offers us peace on behalf of Yuan Shu. Rejecting will result in war. We will accept, because I don't want to be at war with Kingdom of Wei, and I want peace with Yuan Shu. So that would work. So we're not going to worry about Yuan Shu anymore. Yuan Shu. Ooh, Kong Rong ended up attacking with 2 armies, decent strength, and we don't have a lot to muster against it. We're gonna lose this, and I can't retreat. So Jai Tsen... So we ended up attacking, and we're gonna delegate this because we're gonna win this, I don't think. So deployed 1,730, lost 1,343, remaining 387. Deployed 3,991, lost 830, 3,161 remaining. So we're gonna continue. If he attacks again, that's gonna be it. And those forces are gonna be gone. And those are the 3... Okay, so he didn't attack again. Those are the 3 armies right in the north, Shangyong Pass. We don't know why. Han Empire Renegades attacked us. We got 4,404 against 681. We're gonna delegate this. My apologies, I'm a psychic medium. Sometimes I'm in conversation with the spirits as I'm playing some of these games. I don't mean to be upsetting. Taishi Zenkin captured. We're gonna release 300 income. Zhangguan Pingmen captured as well. We're gonna release.
Let the captives go.
We're gonna recruit.
Unified in intention.
He-Man. Replace your dead general. So one of our generals has passed on. We're gonna click. We're gonna get He-Man in there, I guess, because he ended up being vanquished in the north of. I think it was Shenyang. He signed a peace treaty with Wan Shu. And okay, so one of the armies was vanquished. We still have 2 armies there. Liang Fu has passed on as well. He was executed. Prisoner released was Bian Jun. He ended up living. And Qian Wenqin was executed as well. 9% another faction is given the 9% their path to emperorship is clearly set. Another character executed, we talked about that. So the generals in that north area.
A lapping tide erodes stone. To the grand design. Stand ready. Be still, marching. Consider and act. This is not the time. Each step in wisdom.
Marching. Set up the camp.
So if they attack with that one army there, that's going to be a bit of a problem here. We're going to catch Kong Rong with his pants down, because he's off to the side here. So we're going to take this one army out, and I think we're going to try and proceed by taking each single army out if possible. We're going to see if this can work.
Advancing. When drawing a bow, hold the breath. Conserve energy. Wisdom guides.
We're not going to be able to attack Kong Rong here for some reason. That is not good.
Remain flexible to react with agency. A lapping tide erodes stone. Strike quickly!
So we're not going to be able to attack Kong Rong, sadly, so they can maneuver in 2 forces here, and it'll be a better battle to a certain extent. Again, there's 5 armies over in that Shenyang area. To the north, we're trying to regroup after those battles. To the south, we're maneuvering 2 armies right next to Kong Rong, separated. Dong has healed to a certain extent. And I think I'm just going to, let's see here, get rid of some of this. And they did raise an army in Langyi. So we're going to see a little bit of a battle here. And it says that we will lose this 5,233 against 3,000. So we're going to break siege on this siege. And try and retreat backwards, I think would be best.
Reject corruption.
Because that's not going to happen. But we can move up an army from Pencheng Ziyang to Langyi. And then we'll move them up over to Langyi Lumberyard. If we can do march stance, we can just bring them right up to that retreating army, breaking up the siege. And then we'll assault Langyi next turn. Still more... we can recruit some more troops here, I think.
My lord, I hope all is well. My aim is precise. This land is bustling with people.
Gong do
No doubt a gift
maneuvering against Kingdom of Song, right to the north, right beyond the hill that Dong is located on, the iron mine anyway. He's basically marching on Dong Regional City, Henai Farmland, and Yi Large City, which is where I wanted to actually do a certain kind of offensive.
When drawing a bow,
it's just going to have to wait. We're going to have to take a Guan Yu first.
Always
And for
forward.
some reason, he retreats. So he retreats, and that's what he does.
Destroy corruption.
And we're going to end up attacking Bianjing Ying again. We're just going to delegate. Oh, she ends up retreating.
Shout fury.
So she retreats as well too. So Kingdom of San forces retreating to the north. Really cornered. Multiple settlements. I think the Liu Bei has like 2 settlements. That's it. I know, just 1 settlement actually. 1 settlement remaining, and then Kingdom of Song has 5. Yep, 5 settlements as well. Gong Sun Du. And we still have Han Empire to the south of us, technically speaking, that... I think there's Han Empire to the south of us. So it says. I don't think we're at war with them, are we? No, I don't think we are. Nope. We're going to end turn after we upgrade one of our generals. Lu Yu, I think I'm going to give integrity plus 5 expertise, plus 3 authority, plus 2 enlightenment, plus 20 satisfaction, minus 30% corruption. We'll do that. And Kong Rong ends up attacking. And this time it's more of an even battle. Battle of Lang Ye. He sallies forth from Lang Ye with an army. Mai Chang, Wang Shuang, and Tai Xun. So Zhu Di, Chai Tzu, Zuo, I think. As well as Rolong Tai. So we'll start battle. It's going to be close victory. It's going to be 3,363 against 2,943. He against Kong Rong, Battle of Lang Yi. Great Peace. So we got 6 units of Men of the Forest, light bow infantry. We got 3, 4, 5, 6 units Yellow Turban warriors. We also have 4 units peasant spearmen and 2 units Yellow Turban spearmen. 3 generals, and they're sending cavalry over on the left flank. I can see right now they're sending some mounted lancer militia and mounted saber militia. I'm going to send my generals. And as I do, they're sending some arrows towards my generals. My generals are going to intercept, cause them to slow down a bit, and I'm going to maneuver 2 spearman units off to the left flank. And they're going to attack. My bows are hitting them hard here. They're hitting the bowmen, archer militia. We're going to slow it down just a bit here. You can see the left flank battle, the spearmen getting in there, attacking them horsemen. And the horsemen are starting to retreat, trying to. One ends up retreating. The bowmen are still firing upon each other. You can see the enemy approaching the main lines. Got some, again, I maneuvered spearmen and Yellow Turban warriors in a line. It's in a certain kind of like double line formation on the left flank. 3 a little bit in front and 2 behind, which are actually archers. And they should be back. Those ones right behind the main lines are archers. 6 archer units. I'm going to move them back. And we also have some Lankai, so the enemy here, Lankai swordsmen. They got some Jai militia. 2 units Jai militia. They got another 2 units Jai militia and some axe warriors. And then they got some archers. They got archer militia, about like 4 or 5 units. As well as Lankai archers. They're more armored, I think. Medium armor. I think they're medium bow infantry considered it, yeah. I'm going to form up some lines here. You can see my generals chasing one of the enemy generals and it landed right on the left flank main line, center, as that battle with the cavalry right off to the left is still happening. Enemy general in the mix as well, Wang Shuang. Mai Cheng. You can see the caltrops hitting home here. A lot of the enemy landing on the caltrops. Look at those spikes. Throwing up the spikes. We're going to throw more caltrops. So right flank main lines has commenced. They have started to engage. Lankai swordsmen against Yellow Turban warriors. Yellow Turban warriors against Lankai swordsmen. Right on that right flank. We're going to speed it up here a bit. See how much damage the caltrops have done all along the, as well as the bowmen. Bowmen have been doing well too. A lot of the enemy on the ground littered. And the bowmen, the enemy bowmen are confused a bit. There's a certain unit that seemed to be looking the wrong way as to shooting their bows and getting hit in the back by my bowman.
Ready! Still yourselves!
Cavalry charge right from behind on the left flank. End up attacking the Yellow Turban warrior units.
Release missiles! For the great peace! Make ready! And them! Prepare! To attention! Fight! You will fall.
There seems to be a single combat battle happening with two of the generals. Zhu Di and Cai Sun. We've ended up swooping around one of the enemy units on the left flank, Jai Militia, and they're sending in some archers there to support, which I'm going to intercept with a Yellow Turban Warriors unit. And my general is a beast, decapitating some of the enemies.
Prepare! Hurry! Move! Move out quickly! Do not relent! Our time
Enemy generals harassing our archers here.
Strike your targets! Our men flee the battlefield! The time has come! Kill them! To attention! Charge!
Enemy general here, Mai Cheng, in trouble, and I'm sending my general right at him. Ends up missing.
Have I beaten you before?
was supposed to scare me? Move! Open fire! Swordsman, ready! Show no mercy! Run, run! Fire! Fire upon them! Rain down death! Ready! No mercy! The enemy unit flees!
Enemy general is dead. My Chang is cut down. Rolong Sai emerges victorious, and those the enemy just holding on here on the right flank. They're doing well. A lot of different units, well, 2 units, but then one of them, Archer Militia, folded. And the archers firing upon Lankai Swordsman. Renewed effort here by the Yellow Turban Warrior unit here on the right flank. Light Sword Infantry taking on that Lankai Swordsman Weaving Sword. Left flank folds for the enemy here, leaving 1 archer unit to take on 5 melee units from Yi. Kong Rong. Is this Kong Rong? I don't think it's Kong Rong, is it? Yes, it is Kong Rong. It is Kong Rong. It's one of the first battles in the East against Kong Rong and Yi. Finally reaches a different front.
Our time is now!
So I am a psychic medium and a bit of a spiritualist. I'm going to throw this on slow motion here. One of the things I wanted to ask the spirit, and I do open channel spirit at times. I have been able to discern open channeling and things of that nature, spiritual communication. What kinds of the light that we see within physical Earth-based video games, and even the digital colors and things like that, there is information from the spirit in regards behind the scenes and other dimensional that we would be able to see different kinds of messages and things like that, correct? True. This is the true. Alright, so like what kind of communication is lending forth to the gameplay itself? Many different kinds. There's like spiritual communication that shows what's happening on the battlefield for some of it. There's also like messages on either side lending forth to the battle itself to a certain degree. You're playing in regards to the battle game that you're playing currently. In other games, it'll be you're probably lending towards the gameplay pertaining to the subject matter that it pertains to a certain degree. So that's open channeling spirit saying that. I mean, another thing I was sort of wondering about in a certain manner.
Our success looms large.
Very cool. So, like, for example, like, if there's lighted lanterns on either side here, and we're going to talk about Total War 3 Kingdoms in this instance. So we talk about, lighted lanterns. You can see it. You can see the lanterns. You see the light on it. You can see some of them falling. On either side, is there, like, light, like, the information in other dimensional? Is it, like, look like it's also lending forth to the spiritual gameplay behind the scenes as well, too, in regards to coordination, pertaining to tactic and strategy, pertaining to the gameplay itself? Yes, there is multiple kinds, and then there's also there's disclaimers as well too. Is there safety information in regards to the game itself, as in regards to a portion? Yes, well there is, and so that's the first one right there. One right before we answered you, and that's a true. And what about like the color of the uniforms themselves? Is there something special in regards to some of this spiritual information that that is seen behind the scenes in regards to some of the colors, physically that's seen? Yes, there is. Very cool. And I know that Total War games are historical in nature. For a portion of them, I feel. I mean, there is some that are fantasy related, but for most of it, it is historically related. Is there a certain kind of historically, well, safety information in regards to historical and things of that nature? Yes, there is. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be like in regards to the entirety of the gameplay itself, in regards to certain battles, but there is safety information when we turn on the game and we see like different kinds of colors there as well. Well, it's throughout in different areas, and that's the case of it. So I mean, when we play a certain kind of battle, I mean, there is certain moments throughout the battle that we'll potentially see a certain kind of safety information in a certain sense. Yes. Very cool. But there's like probably a main disclaimer when we go to the menu. And yes, yep, there is. Exactly. Alright. Very cool. And is there like ways to be able to... What's the question I would ask? Oh, never mind then. Oh, immersion. Is there a way? Is there ways that it's? Is there ways that it's helping immersion behind the scenes in regards to some of the spiritual information? There is. There's a way that certain spiritual do it that does not break immersion for what's acceptable. Because well, for what's acceptable. See one bowman unit, one bowman over here trying to attack some kind of yellow turban warrior unit trying to attack. There's such a beauty to this game. It's one of the best things about this game, I think. Yeah, I have noticed the concept of beauty within the visuals of this video game, Total War 3 Kingdoms. I can sense it as a psychic medium in regards to some of the energies itself. Well, there's a natural draw in regards to some of it. It's a beautiful game, so naturally there is a certain kind of spiritual beauty that is attracted to it at times.
The enemy unit flees! What cowards!
So what kind of immersion information is within the spiritual information through the physical gameplay scene? What kinds of topics and themes? Well, communication in regards to the movement of the troops is one of them. And it's not just physical, because there is spiritual gameplay behind the scenes as well, too. You can see that when you maneuver one of the yellow turban warrior units, that there is a spiritual action behind the scenes that happens as well too, not just in regards to the physical gameplay, in regards to like physicals, maneuvering physical, digital in regards to gameplay itself, but also spiritual in regards to other, well, for some other dimensional selves. But there's also a certain kind of spiritual gameplay itself in regards to certain aspects of process and things of that nature. So you can still see one bowman on the... One bowman and two bowmen. Two bowmen and... yeah, that would be it. Two bowmen. And they are surrounded. One of them breaks, and there is one last bowman who is correcting, and we're going to... take a look at the take a look at the map. And way off in the distance, a Lankai swordsman unit is battling a spearman unit. The enemy unit is retreating upon the reinforcements getting there. It's victory.
Justice cannot be denied.
Kong Rong is attacking again, and this time he brings a lot with him. Holy smoke. He brings 4 armies, and some of them must be fairly embattled to be able to do this, but it says that we could win. We have 2 armies. It's 2,693 reinforcing 3,603 against 3,757 deployed from Kong Rong and 2,901 reinforcing. A battle of Shangyong weapon craftsmen. This is one of the pinnacles over in that weapon craftsman area to the west that we've been trying to siege for probably around 50-60 turns, past 10, 20, 30 episodes. I mean, we were still fighting Liu Bei when we were trying to get Kong Rong, so let's start battle here. It's going to be some of the generals here. He has a lot of generals. That is the thing of it. Yep. We got Kong Rong. You got Lao Buxing. You got Lai Kan. Gong. Pang Jai. Hang Xin, as well as Yujin and Yuan Yao. And he is also having a Jian infantry captain, 2 units. Our battle. And on our side, Hang Xian and Ren Hui. It might be Hui. Ren Hui. Hai. Ren Hai. Ren Hui. Hui. Alright, so he's going to be sending reinforcements. So there's going to be reinforcement deployment zone right behind us. 2 areas. So I'm going to want to shift all my troops over here and march towards my redeployment zone, which is happening to the... So I'm looking up from the north, east, to the east, it looks like.
Reinforcements are arriving.
So the reinforcements are entering the field, so it says. We can see the main army. I can run down some of the army comp on that. We can see here, we got some mounted saber militia, 2 units. Then we got some mounted lancer militia. Defenders of King Zhao. Medium spear infantry. We got some Lankai spearmen. Enforcers of virtue as well. Heavy sword infantry. Again, we are working with radius modding as well. So we've got some specialty units. Jai militia. 2 units. Enforcers of virtue. Lankai archers. Furia by High, and Iron Bulwark spear infantry. I love the Iron Bulwark. It's just a really, really good unit. Well armored, big shields, good spears. You can see they are starting to maneuver and trying to cut us off from getting to the areas that we need to be. The 2 reinforcement retinues are on the way as well. Looks like they're going to... So they are going to hit the same areas to where we're going here. I'm trying to merge 2 armies to the same area. So from the redeployment zone, sending those 3 retinues right to the same area that the deployed army, right at the beginning, is going to be standing. So we're going to have 2 armies right next to each other, and then we'll be able to deal with their reinforcements as well as their main army. So we're going to hit the play button. We're going to fast forward just a bit forward. I'm going to go after Kong Rong, because I think there's a morale hit as soon as you take out the leader of the army. I think there is probably a certain kind of morale hit as soon as you get him. And he's a third of the health. He has third of the way health. So you can see my 3 generals going after him with his army, trying to get... and he's going to intercept 2 of my generals with some cavalry, but my 1 general gets there.
At the ready.
We're not going to be able to get him. He's going to retreat. So my 2 generals are going to have to deal with 2 units of cavalry and also another general, Lao Buxing.
Take heed, warriors. To attention. Prepare for the cause. Unleash fury.
You can see my reinforcements getting to the field here, situated right next to that main army. So we've got 2 armies standing in a row, main lines. I could see way off into the distance, over to the north, the reinforcements, some saber cavalry. But their main army is going to get crushed here, and it is traversing right to this tree line. This tree line that I have stationed my reinforcement retinues. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send 3 retinues to try and sandwich them. Because if we could just gang up on this 1 army, it's just going to be really, really good. It's going to help. And we don't have too many arrow units, interestingly enough. We do have some horsemen. So again, we got about 16 yellow turban warrior units. 16. And I have about half of them stationed, moving them right now to a certain kind of line to cover my reinforcement army, which is dealing with the main army of Kong Rong right now as they head towards that tree line with my 3 generals in the mix, trying to harass and confuse, which seems to be working, to be true. We do have some archer units also on the way, maneuvering them towards that army to kind of hit some of their, not just kind of, to hit their units. We do have 3 horseman units. More than that, 4 horsemen. 4 horseman units. It seems to be the only horsemen that we have. We're going to run down some archer militia that are traversing parallel to those hidden in the tree line right now. And you can see off into the distance their reinforcements starting to maneuver.
Silence!
They sent some cavalry right to the main lines, and strange move. Cavalry's going to get cut down fairly quickly. There's not a lot of health in that cavalry.
Attend! Together! Make ready! Stand ready! Together! Ready! Fight!
I'm going to send my another 3 generals off to the left flank here because they're sending some spearmen. Cause problems.
The time has come! For the cause!
And the bowmen are starting to hit there on that left flank, that Sacred Garden Watch.
Steel yourselves! A comrade is being attacked! Steel yourselves! Swordsman ready! Hurry! Move! General Turban! Stand ready!
And we're gonna maneuver outside of that tree line now because the enemy reinforcements are at our doorstep now. I have some yellow turban warrior units standing guard outwards from that tree line.
Swords drawn! Run! Rally! Our general needs our aid!
They're gonna send some horsemen to attack those 4 unit horsemen that were trying to take out the archers, but ended up slamming into some giant militia. A lot of units trying to chase those horsemen off the battlefield, and they're going to move right past, and then I'm going to be able to use my yellow turban warriors as a screen.
Cavalry, attack!
And then even more yellow turban warriors arriving.
Ready! Destroy them! Take heed, warriors! To attention!
So I'm going to slow it down here a bit.
I demand vengeance!
So you can see this is sort of turning into a little bit of a semicircle, and then way off to the left flank, still in the tree line, multiple melee infantry here, peasant warriors, Sacred Garden Watch, battling it out against these the spearmen unit, which have been fairly devastated by way of sending some generals in the mix, 3 generals, causing some really big problems for that unit. Defenders of Kong Rong and the spearmen as well. Well, both spearmen units, to be true, I think. Yeah, both spearmen units. And they look like they're going to be about wavering right now in this semicircle, ending up really causing to be a good defensive against that reinforcement army, which has started attacking in multiple areas now. You can see a large amount of enemy units trying to attack this center area that has been created, most of which with melee infantry. And then way off to the left flank, basically one of the remainders of the enemy, the main army, Kong Rong's army, to be true, which I don't know where he went. Where did Kong Rong go? I mean, we saw him there for a moment, and then he was gone. There he is. No, that's not him. There he is. Kong Rong ended up moving over to the reinforcement area for his side of the battle. And right when this left flank ends up winning against this one last unit, Enforcers of Virtue, heavy sword infantry, we're going to send it right at this large clumping of enemy. Okay, so you can see the left flank folding here a bit. 32 left. So the enemy's getting swamped here to a certain extent. You can see here right off to the right flank, Jai infantry and Jai infantry captain try and take on yellow turban warrior units. They're a little bit surrounded, but they got a decent amount of health to a certain degree. Right off next door, you can see some retreating saber infantry from the enemy as well. And then again, another large grouping of enemy that have been pelted quite hard by the arrows on my side. You can see 4 units of archermen right behind these bouts, which have been strategically hitting the enemy. A Jian infantry captain ends up moving forward to try and do something against these yellow turban warriors. That's like right in the center. Right off, you can see a mass rout here happening. Saber cavalry, Jai infantry, and more cavalry just on the run, and my cavalry following them right behind, charging. Basically, a charge happening from my side, a break through the lines, and it's gonna make it difficult for this enemy right off to the left flank. A large grouping of enemy here. You got some Jai infantry, those halberds, got like pointy sticks. Then you also have some axe warriors. You have 2 units of that, and you have some Lankai spearmen. You can see that they are surrounded subtly off to the left flank. This large grouping of enemy, and this charge that ended up routing these 3 enemy units are going to be able to attack the small of the back of this large amount of enemy unit. We're going to see this charge happen.
Silence!
And the charge ends up a little bit off kilter, but they get there. So now the enemy is surrounded. And we have a lot more units that we can send in too. So this was a bit of a disastrous attack for Kong Rong. And again, over off to the trees, that left flank. Still battling it out against those spearmen. A brutal battle, just really dug in deep. Passionate. General has fallen. And there's more enemy units hitting the battlefield here. Off to the right flank, there's been another battle, another engagement as well too. Enemy cavalry ended up getting surrounded by some yellow turban horsemen and some yellow turban warriors, getting attacked on either side. We're gonna move our cavalry. You can see Kong Rong still in the mix, as well as Lai Kan, one of the enemy generals here, and the reinforcements here hitting the sporadically all across the battle map. You can see enemy units filtering through, getting over there, but they're not going to be enough, I don't think. The center is pretty much done. One unit, Giant Infantry Captain holding the line, and multiple units traversing through the holes of this line to be able to put up a defensive against these reinforcing Spear Warriors. Again, sending some units off here, a little bit off of the map. I try and take care of these remaining archer militia. There's like 3 units of it firing upon those who were fighting the spearmen off to the left flank of the tree line. And I had multiple units there, 4 units taking on 2 units of spearmen, and it's been a bit of a bout. And yeah, a lot of archers, 2 archer units, 3 archer units were firing upon, I think. I ended up sending my generals to harass those archer units to a certain degree, but now I'm moving them off, and I'm going to send them towards that main battle line, which, just a small, thin line of my warriors surrounding this large amount of enemy, but seems to be enough to hold them, and once I get my generals in there, that's going to be it. And my horseman's off and ready to go here. We're sending him off to the right flank. 1 horseman still in the mix, and we break through the center. So 5 units now going to be able to surround those spearmen, and they're wavering already. And there is a mass rout happening all along the lines here. Just a couple units holding tout.
The enemy warriors are running. Ha!
See multiple enemy here on the run, and my horsemen following them behind. So we end up emerging up this hill and past this tree line to vanquish the remainder of the foes here.
We have captured their tower.
And still off to the right flank, there's a right flank battle that's still happening in that initial engagement. And giant infantry here being surrounded. Halberd infantry going to have to retreat here for the enemy. Kong Rong. And the others right off the right flank too as well are wavering there. All 3 units have folded. That frees up all these units to move forward. But not really in need, because there seems to be just a small amount of enemy unit that are remainder. We're going to slam into this crossbow unit. And they end up getting taken out fairly quickly.
Blades, prepare! Destroy them! Stand ready! Kill them! The enemy warriors are running!
Ha! Strike them down! Strike! Attend! Mounted soldiers!
Back ready!
At the ready! To baton! For the way!
The yellow sky awaits! Strike! Yellow turbans, attend! Kill them! Do not relent!
Prepare!
You seem to be struggling. Need some help?
Enemy general here,
Amazing that you can
Lycan.
both talk and battle.
right where the main battle happened, there's still a small bout happening with a general and a yellow turban warrior unit.
The time has come.
Horses, stand ready!
You can see here a charge happening. One of the Kong Rong units is going to get slammed by 2-3 units of cavalry on my side. There you go. The horsemen in this game are awesome.
To attention.
Move!
Way off in the distance, there's been this yellow turban warrior unit which has been chasing 2 bowmen. And he's only at half health, but he's chased him all across the map, so we're going to send some horsemen to help him.
Stand ready!
Does.
The time has come! Cavalry, mount up!
Would you please finally, just at last, die?
That was your best? Oh dear.
The enemy general is fallen. They were no match.
Lycan has fallen. And it definitely is. The balance of power is squarely in my favor here. 4,420 against 1,880.
Horsemen ready! For the great peace! Make haste!
You can see small contingents of troops still filtering. They still got a redeployment zone, a reinforcement. So there's still enemy troops to hit the battlefield here. You can see some off to the right flank, more archers. And we end up sending a large grouping of units here, 7 units after this 1 archer militia. And then we end up sending also these... Well, actually, I want to move this yellow turban horseman unit away. That's how I'm going to do it.
Axe them! Steel yourselves! Attend! Double time!
You can see the horsemen traversing to those far-off areas here to get rid of that archer militia, which has been harassing that 1 light sword infantry.
Take heed, warriors! Attend, swordsmen! Prepare!
Look, the enemy run! Craven!
So I'm trying to reform my lines here. My units are fairly sporadically all over the map.
The enemy warriors are running. Ha!
You can see the enemy here coming out of the trees. The remainder of the army, the redeployment is up. We can see multiple units. Saber Militia, 2 units. We can see... Yeah, here we go. Okay, Mounted Lancer Militia, 2 units. You got some Jai Militia. Okay, so there really is. There's a lot of unit here. I didn't realize this, but they just came at me, and out of the trees, a whole army emerges. So I'm gonna have to reform my lines. I'm going to try and retreat some of these units.
Stand ready. Fight back. The time has come. At them. Steel yourselves. Strike them down.
Attend!
The time has come. At the ready. Ready. Attack.
So we get a good
Make ready.
buff up.
Fight. At the ready.
Bulge of the body, and he heals 4 generals, which we're going to traverse right at the enemy here. They end up clashing right off to the right flank. Multiple units. Jai Militia that halberds against swords. Sacred Garden Watch as well in the mix. Try and take out Hang Sin, which is almost dead. He's got no health at all. And you can see multiple units on my side. Sacred Garden Watch, Shield Turban Warriors. This small grouping end up hitting first, and then we got multiple units on the way. Faith Preservers, Axe Wielder Vulgars. Friggin' heck yeah. And then a cavalry charge right on this right flank. End up attacking my units, enemy from the enemy. Mounted Lancer Militia. You can see more units piling on into this conflict, so this engagement turning into
Our warriors run. Craven
a
dog.
pile-on with units.
Fight. Move, move. Archers. Kill them. Take heed, warriors. No mercy. The time has come. To attention.
You can see my generals in the mix. One of the main bouts.
Ready. Show fury. The time has come. The enemy general falls.
Enemy general has fallen. And I think Kong Rong's already out of the mix, I think so.
Make ready. Blades ready.
Move out quickly. Attack. To attention. Unleash fury.
We're going to slow it down a bit. And some of the enemy is folding. See some Axe Band getting down to half health and having to retreat with my generals in the mix and causing problems.
The enemy warriors are running. Ha!
So the main bout here turns into 3 engagements as the battle this engagement separates into 3 sections. Right off to the right flank, you can see cavalry and 2 sword infantry trying to take on the world with 6 units on my side, as well as 2 generals. And then again, right in the center, you can see some spear guards and giant militia for the enemy trying to hold on you know, they do have 2 generals in the mix, but I also have 3 generals in the mix. And then right next door, Yellow Sky Herald's trying to take on Geon Sword Guards. Way over to the left, way off this main engagement line, you can see, whoa, right here, Sacred Garden Watch engaging some mounted Lancer militia, catching them off guard. With, again, there is multiple archer units firing upon as well, but just sporadic firings, not doing too much. They seem to be firing here and there. Some crossbowmen, some archer militia, and Lankai archers. And you can see another 3 units off to the left flank as well. Archer militia, 2 units, and some Lankai archers firing upon that battle I was just about to lament upon. Yeah, about 6 units on my side, 3 units theirs. And is this Kong Rong? No, Yuan Yao. So the commander of the reinforcing army here engaged with these White Wave Horsemen and Yellow Turban Warriors. So this battle's happening right off to those 3 main battles that have been taking place. And again, right off the right flank, there was another battle happening. Peasant warriors taking on some mounted Lancer militia. So again, you got the peasants with the rakes and the odd sword, hose, tools, fighting with tools against mounted Lancer militia. Got them halberds on that. You can see my reinforcing. I had sent half my army off on a wild goose chase, chasing after this archer unit, and it might not have been the best thing to do. Two main engagements, as well as sporadic battles happening far off to the left flank and right flank.
The enemy warriors are running. Ha!
Prepare!
Prepare!
Steel yourselves!
The
See
enemy
that
general is fallen.
Sacred Garden Watch that caught that cavalry unit off guard ends up attacking the enemy from behind and causing a huge rout to happen. Right off that the left main engagement, and the right main engagement folds too as well for the enemy losing, fleeing off the battlefield.
Stand ready!
The enemy warriors are running! Ha!
Prepare! At the ready! Charge! Destroy them! To attention! March in the double!
Lankai archers try to salvage the situation, but really just getting knocked back. They try attacking to hold this engagement still going, but they're going to be folding.
The enemy run! Craven!
Steel yourselves! Strike!
Strike!
For the way!
Show them justice!
Prepare!
The time has come!
Multiple sporadic enemy still located on the map. You can see multiple archer units. 3-4 units to be true. We also have some saber infantry off to the right flank. And still an engagement happening.
The unit has been completely destroyed!
And I'm going to retreat these peasant warriors because they're not going to be good. They're getting fired on bows. They got some saber infantry bearing down on them.
At the ready!
And then you also have some mounted lancer militia still engaged. So we need some help over on this side of things. You can see Yu Jin, one of the enemy generals, battling one of the units. And then getting support from some axe band.
Move! Do not relent! Stand ready! To battle! For China! Take heed, warriors!
Hit some buffs. See my two generals trying to save these peasants. Peasant warriors.
Ready! Steel yourselves!
Attack!
The enemy warriors are running!
And the
Citizens!
cavalry ends up retreating.
Kill them! Fight!
Swords at the ready!
Attend!
Stand ready!
To battle!
The time has come!
Take heed, warriors!
We do still have a couple horseman unit that we're going to be utilizing here to try and track down these enemy units that are fleeing. It takes a little bit less time.
Attend!
Look! The enemy run! Raven!
The enemy warriors are running! Ha!
Alright, we're going to take a look at the battlefield here. A lot has happened on this battlefield. gonna be it. Pirate victory. And Kong Rong in trouble now with 4 armies being defeated here.
You and your enemy. If there is no end in sight, then the people will grow weary of the protracted conflict. A swift and decisive end to this matter.
Careful planning ensured victory.
Captured Lao Bu Xing as well as Hang Xin. We're gonna release.
Keeping them is a waste of our resources.
And we're gonna release.
We are not
Recruit.
barbarians. The river ever rises.
And they end up attacking. I think I'm going to leave it here for the quick save. We're going to do another battle of Shangyong to be true. And they end up attacking the North Force's 2 armies with one of theirs. 1,235 reinforcing 637. So we do have a chance to be able to win this one. Yeah, thank you for joining.